I think we're all familiar with what's going on in downtown Allentown and some of the plans that we have for the waterfront area, each of which we consider to be sustainable efforts in and of themselves. But for the purpose of this grant, we chose to focus on the employment needs of our residents. We think that one of the definitions of a sustainable community is one that can provide employment opportunities for its residents that are close to home and don't have to travel very far and rely on Armand to get them there. So the basis for this has really been found in our comprehensive plan that we adopted 5 years ago, as well as an internal economic development strategy that we had put together, where we tried to build on the city's industrial base and provide employment opportunities that are close to home for city residents, provides an additional employment choice. They don't have to rely on the growing service sector for employment. It's a way to reuse brownfields, buildings and sites within the city. And it's really trying to take advantage of a trend that appears to be emerging nationally, and that's bringing manufacturing back to America. And so we think we're on the ground floor of that particular initiative. So as we proceed with our project, we established a number of objectives. I assume they're up there, and in the interest of time, I won't review all these, but we felt that we needed a comprehensive strategy to help guide our efforts to bring industry back to the city. We needed something that helped us describe what our current economic base is. We know that it's different from what it was 20 and 30 years ago, just as Bethlehem's is very much different now. Once we developed that strategy, we wanted to model that in a particular area of the city, which we refer to as the Little Lehigh Corridor. And secondly, and lastly, we wanted to take a look at an individual brownfield site and develop a specific reuse study for that. As part of all of that study work, we were really interested in taking a look at the city's workforce and seeing what improvements needed to be made to make sure that the residents that we have are suitable for the new emerging employment opportunities that there is. I'm going to have to hurry up. All right, so I mentioned there are 3 phases to this: the overall citywide reindustrialization strategy, the second, which is a specific strategy for the Little Lehigh Creek area, and the third, which is really taking a specific site and developing a reuse plan. The first phase, which is essentially finished, we just received the final draft report this week, relied on a process that involved an advisory committee consisting of both private and public sector individuals. Many businesses that are located within the city participated in that. Our consultants held 20 interviews among stakeholders, and interestingly enough, within that group, we held several focus groups, some of which involved students from LCTI, and we also visited some of the English as a second language class up at L-Tri-C. We did have a public meeting back in November where we presented the results of that report. I won't go through these key findings and recommendations. I assume they're up there behind me. And as Joyce mentioned, the reports are available on the Envision website and also on the city's website. So let me quickly proceed to the phase 2 of the project, which we're about 75% completed with. This is a land use strategy and a revitalization strategy for the area of the Little Lehigh Corridor. And we do have a geographical context of that, which shows its relationship to the downtown workforce, as well as the various transportation routes around the city. We're at the point where we've developed a conceptual master plan. Again, that will be presented at a public meeting probably within the next 4 to 6 weeks. And as you can see by that graphic, if you're able to read it, it really is an area where people can live, work, and play. We often hear that a lot, but in this particular case, because of the mix of land uses between the recreational and residential uses, we really do have an opportunity to provide some synergy. We've identified strategic sites that we think warrant some additional attention, And the primary one of that is the focus of the third phase of the study, which is the former Allentown Metalworks property, which is located on South 10th Street, which the city purchased within the last year. It's a 17-acre site. It is within the Little Lehigh area, and we'll be conducting a reuse study of that particular site. That includes taking a look at the condition of the existing buildings. There'll be a competitive analysis to see how this stacks up with some other regional sites. And finally, a final redevelopment concept and strategy.